Fahrenheit, located at Hersheypark in Hershey, Pennsylvania, is an Intamin multi-inversion coaster that opened in May of 2008. It was the 15th coaster to ever open at Hersheypark, and first off, I just gotta say, this is a great ride. Being one of the more underrated coasters out there, this, in my opinion, does not get as much credit as it really deserves, and it's packed with some great inversions, a super fun drop, even a very solid pop-up ejector airtime. All of that is of course accompanied by that vertical lift hill, one of my personal favorite type of lift hills. Those are always a great way to start off any coaster like this. So of course, that is what I'll be doing in today's video, my full in-depth review on Fahrenheit. But most importantly, before we start, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on coasters often, as it really helps the channel out tremendously. Also, if you want to see more, make sure to follow my Instagram for updates and much more. But now that is out of the way, let's jump in. First off, I rode this coaster 2 times last visit, one time in the front and the other in the back, so those are my most recent experiences, both delivering very good rides, but they do differ a lot in the ride experience. On one hand, you have the front, which from what I remember, this is the better row compared to the others, because you really can feel like the inversion's better compared to the back, where they definitely won't be as good. But still, the back does execute the first drop way better. Once again, the drops in any back row are always better than in the front. I mean, what else would you expect? Since this is a beyond vertical drop, you definitely get more of a whip. Overall, these drops are always super fun, mostly found on Eurofighters. But here we have one on an Intamin, and still, it is a super fun drop, definitely better than any coaster lacking a drop like this, with, of course, a vertical lift. Rip Ride Rocket. This coaster definitely looks super good. It recently got a brand new repaint to the way you were seeing it in this footage, definitely better than when it was more faded. These coasters really do pop in a big way. I mean, look at it. This thing against the blue sky is gorgeous with that orange track, blue supports, it all blends pretty much perfectly. As I mentioned in my previous Hershey vlog, Hersheypark really does have a gem on their hands with this coaster. From the unique layout, great ride experience, it looking better than ever, and rideability, this is literally the perfect multi-inversion coaster for, any park to possess. The way it is situated through the park, it's basically in the middle, right next to the boardwalk, so also in a pretty easy to spot location, giving it lots of crowds. So let's walk up to the coaster. Once again, it's near the middle of the park, so you're greeted by that main cool looking station, also that nice entrance sign. There will be a few switchbacks within that station. You'll be greeted by these classic Intamin trains, but mainly restraints. This does lead to really the biggest downside with this coaster, and basically all the coasters with these type of restraints. And no, I'm not referring to the over shoulder part, but the main bar that goes around your waist, which yeah, I'm definitely, not the biggest fan of these. On some of these coasters with this type of restraint, it's not as bad, which I probably would group this coaster in that category, but they can sometimes dig into your waist on a few of those airtime moments where you can feel it. But that really is the only complaint with this ride. So as you board those trains, Hershey most of the time has some pretty fast operations with this thing. And finally, the train will dispatch as you take a turn to the right. Greeting you is that vertical lift hill. Of course, all the credit for this POV goes to Front Seat Media. I put the link for his channel in the description of this video, so definitely go check that out. The chain will start moving faster and faster, as so will you climbing up that lift hill. You could take in your surroundings. This coaster gives a pretty good view of the entire park, but that will not be a sight for long as you quickly get to the top and dive off that drop. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a super fun sensation as you speed up into that first inversion. This is actually 2 inversions, a Norwegian loop that is, and this element is just fun, especially because it does have a little bit of hang time to it. Basically, this is a dive loop and implement combined, but what's really cool is at the top of that first inversion, you kind of twist outwards before you dive back down. It's a pretty cool sensation. Probably one of, if not the best inversions on the ride, as you quickly will go right back up into this Cobra roll, which is not really anything special. If there was any roughness to this ride, it would be in this element, but that is very much nitpicking. This ride is almost as smooth as can be throughout the entire coaster. Fahrenheit keeps on firing with the inversions, as the next 2 elements are back-to-back corkscrews, and these definitely have some great whip to them. They flow together very well and also ride very well just because of the pure intensity. But what's more intense, that next turn, probably the most of the ride, as you really can feel it, as right after you will fly into this strong airtime hill, and finally you will take a quick turn into the brakes, ending your ride on Fahrenheit. Now yes, this is a pretty short ride time. From the drop to the brake run, it's only about 39 seconds, which is absolutely short compared to some of the longer coasters for sure. But still, the layout does pack in some very fun elements to make this ride one of the best coasters located at Hersheypark. So for its overall score, I'll be giving it a 9 out of 10, just good enough to get that score, but I don't really think that this thing is better than the score I gave it. It packs a punch throughout the great layout, resulting in a super fun experience. So what do you think of Fahrenheit? Make sure to post that in the comments below. I read every comment, love what you guys have to say. And of course, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe for more videos on coasters often. And see ya!